Hello, welcome to Amul Facebook Live, and my name is Aarthi Sampath from live from New York City. आज हम बनाने वाले हैं actually a pasta. It is not as simple as my previous video. It's quite it's a little more complicated, but we have time right now. So hi everyone. So we have some time right now, so we can definitely slow down and make pasta from scratch, pasta dough. So to start with that, we're using one of my favorite ingredients. हम use करने वाले हैं our Amul processed cheese. I grew up eating this, one of my favorites. Or this I would always eat this with my sandwich. Amul cheese spread. So again, to say you making Amul cheese pasta, which is actually a tortellini. A tortellini, it's like a small dumpling filled with Amul cheese, and we're also making like a cream that has our favorite cheese spread. My name is Aarthi Sampath, and let's get started. For the dough, I'm just going to turn my, hey mom, I'm just going to turn my camera so you can see what I'm making. So I have a nice clean bowl to start with. Okay. I have 1 cup of flour, maida, but you can also use atta if you want it to be a little more healthy, or multigrain flour. If you find good quality gluten-free flour, you can use that as well. A friend of mine used cauliflower flour, so you can be as creative. So here I've just used maida flour, 1 cup, and then I need some salt, just a little bit, a small pinch of salt, अंदाजे से. And then I have 3 egg yolks and 1 egg. हाँ, ये Italian, like the way they make pasta is very rich, so you would need this much of egg. The egg is what binds the dough and keeps it very rich. So इसको lightly फेंट दिया, और इसमें 1 teaspoon oil डालेंगे. So I have a cooking spray, so I'm just going to use that. Oil so that it doesn't stick to you, stick to your fingers, stick to the table. So is flour we make a little well and pour our eggs right here. और एक fork काफ़ी important है to get everything together. So this is how you work all the flour into the egg. Very simple. It's eggs, it's flour, a little bit of salt, a little bit of oil to make your dough. Here you go. जैसे हम mix कर रहे हैं, this is just initially to get all the dry ingredients mixed into the wet. You can also use a food processor, but this is such a small quantity, so you just do it by hand and then just knead it all together. So is dough, yeah, your dough has to be very, very hard. Absolutely cannot be like chapati atta. It has to be a lot more firmer, more like puri atta. So again, for new viewers, my name is Aarthi Sampath from New York, and we're making pasta, Amul cheese pasta, stuffed pasta with Amul cream, with cream cheese, and we are making our pasta from scratch. So just to fast forward this, You kind of have to really knead it. At least 10 minute ko knead, you have to knead it so it gets nice and soft and all mixed together, sort of like any chapati or puri dough. Just has to, no more water, no water, no liquid at all. And agar aapke eggs bahut bade hain or something, it feels like it's too soft, just add a little more flour. You see, it's already come together. No, it doesn't take too long. But after this is where we'll bring it to a workbench and then knead like that. Now I already have some dough that I made, क्योंकि इस dough को हमें at least आधा घंटा rest करना चाहिए. Since we don't have time, I made some dough in advance, which we can use to fill our pasta. Just washing my hands, I'll be right there. All right, moving my camera again. Hello. Okay, substitute for egg. We have some questions here. If you don't have egg, you can use milk. You can use half amount of milk and a good amount of olive oil. But of course, it's not going to be as rich. What other egg substitutes we can have? You do get egg substitutes in the market, like through Amazon. You should be able to find something. It's usually made with flaxseed. What other? Do we have any other questions? Did I miss? Thank you. And then we're going to move on to the filling. So here I have is my favorite Amul cheese. I've already grated it. So I've grated just three pieces of Amul cheese in here. And since it's really inspired by an Italian dish, हम इसमें ज़्यादा मसाला कुछ नहीं डालेंगे. Keep it very simple. I'm using lemon, lime. I'm here live from New York. Small grater, and I'm just gonna grate the chilka, lemon zest, like half, not too much. और अमूल चीज़ में तो काफ़ी salt होता है, so you don't really need to add any salt to it. I love it. It's one of the best cheeses I've ever had. I've traveled the world, but this is still one of the best cheeses ever. So just that with a little bit of lemon zest. Smells very nice. A little bit of black pepper, freshly ground. Freshly ground black pepper. So now our filling is ready. That's simple. Okay. And now if you can see, I have the pasta dough that was resting. I've been cooking for over 12 years. Yeah, so now I have my pasta dough that I rolled out. I cut the same quantity, I cut it in half, kept the other half for later. And this has to be rolled out really thin. And I actually used a glass bottle because I did not have a balan. So it has to be so thin that you can see through it. Your fingers, you should be able to see your fingers through it. Very thin. So now with this same dough, you can make so many kinds of shapes, like a bow tie shape, which I can show you. I can show you a few kinds. So you see, I'm just using the bottle. But of course, if you have a nice rolling pin, even better. Also, while you're doing this, make sure you have a pot of water boiling with a little bit of oil and salt. So let me show you a couple of pasta shapes that you can do if you don't want to do the stuffed pasta. I've taken a little rectangle. I've taken a small rectangle, and yeah, you can absolutely make ravioli. Look at that. Beautiful bow tie. So simple. You just have to pinch it in the middle. If you do want to make ravioli, I'm using a cutter. You need 2 pieces like this. You put your filling and then you put another piece. You can even do a samosa shape. Like, who's going to stop you, right? So I have bow tie. I can just do fettuccine, which is just strips. And because this dough is so hard, because this pasta is so hard, you don't really have to worry about. Hi Tanvi, I see Tanvi, one of my close friends from India. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, and let's get started on how we will do our what we're here for, which is what's the name of the pasta? It's tortellini. So the meaning of tortellini is it looks like, I think it looks like a navel, it looks like a hat. I think that's what literal translation is. So we're taking our Amul cheese. So simple. I'm not put anything to it. It's just a little bit of lemon zest and black pepper. ऐसे fold किया. Wet one of my fingers with water, just water. Or you can use egg also, beaten egg. And इसको fold किया ऐसे. Thank you so much. So ऐसे fold किया. And then it's very important to use one of your, like your ring finger. और यहाँ पे एक छोटा सा, we make a bend here. And then we join both ends together. There you go. How does that look? Pretty straightforward. So to recap on the dough, I just used maida, 1 cup. I used 3 egg yolks and 1 whole egg, a pinch of salt, and a teaspoon of oil. You can use whatever oil you want. Anything neutral, preferable. Of course, if you have olive oil, all the more better to keep it Italian. So I'm just going to punch out more holes through this through the pasta dough. Remember, when you roll out the dough, keep it really, really, really thin. You see how thin it is? Sort of like the super thin chapatis. So you don't have to go to Italy to have fresh homemade pasta. You can do it so easily with simple ingredients from home. So I've made a few of them. I grew up eating Amul cheese. I thought, why not use Amul to do this instead of using a fancy cheese that you don't get easily. So I have one more. I didn't have a rolling pin, so I'm just using a bottle to roll this. So I have one more. Yes, we can make this dough without egg. You can just use olive oil, a little bit of cream or milk, and olive oil is very important, so you have that flavor, salt, and just knead it. So the olive oil kind of acts as the same way as it would act for eggs, basically. That richness, egg yolk. Now, if you have any scraps of the dough, don't throw it. Just kind of knead it all together, let it rest, and you can again roll it out. Just to show you some more, like couple of fun shapes. you can use some of the dough, cut a little, you don't have to roll it out, you just take a small piece of your dough, take a fork. We can, absolutely, this is a very good question. If you want to dry this pasta, you can absolutely dry the dough. So back of a fork, use your finger and press this. So here you have cavatelli. You see that? It'll take a little more time to cook. So we did a bow tie, we did cavatelli, and of course the one that we're here for, which is the tortellini. The possibilities are endless. And of course, if you want to keep it as simple, just cut it like, you could just cut it like you would do for fettuccine. So now I have, again, I'm going to do the rest of them. I have the cheese in the center, a little bit of water, and here you go. So it's a half moon, because you've cut it. And if you don't have a circular cutter, you don't need one, you could just do squares. A bend in the middle. For how long can we store this pasta dough? That's a very valid question. In the refrigerator, you could definitely store it for up to 4 days. You can freeze it. If you vacuum seal it, you can freeze it for like 2-3 months. But of course, it's best when you make it the same day, you make the pasta and you enjoy it. So just for fun's sake, I want to do a samosa. Let me see. So I'm thinking, I just got a crescent. I think that would be pretty innovative. Oh wait, hold on. I wet one corner, fold it like a little cone, like you would do for a samosa. Fill it with cheese, our awesome Amul cheese. Now if you wanna do like little mini samosa pastas or something like that, fold it right in the middle. One more fold here. I think samosa is a lot more complicated than. There you go. Cute little samosa as well. But of course you can deep fry this if you want. Yeah, okay. So someone's asking if I can show them how we could do it, because they don't have a cutter, how they can do it with a square shaped piece of dough. So I have my bottle again that I'm gonna, this dough, it's so pliable because it does not have, it's so rich with the egg yolks. I'd be very happy if you try it and tag me on Facebook, Aarthi Sampath, Aarthi_Sampath on Instagram, and show me how you did your own pastas. So I'm cutting a little square. Italian food is also like Indian food, काफी अंदाजे से बनता है. So you don't have to worry about proportions. Even with dough, you have one less egg, does not matter. Add a little extra olive oil to it, or a small spritz of water. I have a square. I'm going to do the same. Tortellini, filling in the middle. It has more edges, so I'm going to just 2 edges, wet it with water, seal on the other side as well. Now you have this like a triangle samosa. Bend that right here and fold. Here you go. No, I did not have a rolling pin, so I'm using a bottle. But of course, use a rolling pin if you have one. I didn't have one. So I'm going to just finish the rest of my tortellinis, because we have to also make a nice simple sauce. And also sometimes with pasta it does not have any crunch or it does not have any texture. So we're using potato chips. That's very easily available at home or the store. So I'm going to use potato chips as like the crunch on top. But we can't just throw potato chips on top, right? So we'll have to we're going to season it with some herbs. So here you go. Fold again. Thank you. It looks like a diya. So just to for people who are newly joined us, the dough had 1 cup of flour, 3 egg yolks, 1 whole egg, 1 teaspoon of olive oil or any oil that you have, neutral oil like sunflower, safflower, whatever, and half a teaspoon of salt. And if you do want to, if you don't have all the number of eggs, you have only 2 eggs instead of 3, or you have 3 eggs instead of 2, just to kind of balance that, you can use a little splash of water, but not too much. So I have a good amount of tortellinis now. I have 6, and I also have my cute samosa. So I'm going to just quickly drop that. You see my water boiling in that corner there? I'm going to quickly drop it in there. Just remember, when you're boiling your pasta, do remember that you have to put just a little bit of oil and a touch of salt. Thank you. So now we're moving on to our cream sauce. So this is convenient. I can just bring it here for you. It's just super simple. Turn on your burner, small pot. So with Italian sauces, jo proper Italy mein banta hai, it's usually very simple, very halka. Nothing is too overpowering. So for that I need a little bit of my Amul butter. I'm just using a small piece of my Amul butter, and then 1 clove of garlic that I've grated into the butter. Not too much. I like grating garlic because it's so even. You see how even it is? It's not, you're not, one piece is bigger than the other or something. I'm going to add a little bit of oil because it's sticking. Guys, if you want to see more recipes like this, follow me on Instagram, Aarthi_Sampath, or Facebook, Aarthi Sampath. I have a page. Garlic has become pretty brown and nice. So substitute for eggs, again I said milk, and you can use a little olive oil. Here you go. So my garlic has become nice. Again, with Italian cooking, garlic ko zyada brown nahi karna. It has to just be lightly cooked. And now I have my awesome Amul cream that I'm pouring in here. Halka sa Amul cream. And then I have my Amul cheese spread. Oh, good. Someone remind me of pasta. Pasta takes only 3 minutes, so I have to quickly go check on my pasta as well. I don't want it to get overcooked. I put a good amount of my cheese spread in here. Cheese spread gives it nice, it makes the sauce nice and thick. Let me go quickly check on my pasta. So here you can see the pasta comes floating to the top. It only takes 2.5 to 3 minutes, not too long. So here you have it. Let me just drop these cute little things inside my sauce. The cheese spread is going to melt in no time, so don't worry about it. And my awesome samosa, which I'm going to try myself. My little samosa pasta. Here you go. Now you can say that why not just cook the dumplings in the sauce? We don't want that extra starch, which is why we have to boil it. But there's no harm if you want to just do one pot. There. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm glad that you like it. How much milk or oil for 1 cup of flour? So if you don't have egg, you don't want to use eggs, I will say for oil, because oil will provide the richness, I would say at least like 70-80 ml of oil. So that would be around 5-6 tablespoons, good amount of oil. And do try to use olive oil, because that's the main taste you're going to say. Hey Aman, how are you? Yes, I did. Hi Saurabh. Yes, I did season my water with a little bit of salt and a touch of oil. But the oil is absolutely not necessary. The salt is. But I have seasoned my pasta dough too. So if you forget, don't worry. So our pasta is ready. We're almost about to plate it. But before that, let's make our potato chip. So I really like sour cream and onion. If you want to use something spicy, you can. Yeah, there's nothing really wrong with that. I'm taking a bowl, using a few of these potato chips. Also, अगर आपके पास bread crumbs हैं, bread है, you want to just grate bread or cut them in small cubes, toast it with a little bit of your Amul butter. You can do that and just add it on top for crunch. So I have some potato chips here, crushed nicely, because that's my crunchy element on top. Thank you. Again, lemon zest. Lemon zest is like, we always throw the skin of lemon or lime, whatever we get, right? So why not use it? And it has so much more flavor than even lemon juice. So I have a little bit of the zest on top. And then I had some cilantro at home, dhania. So I'm going to add a little bit of dhania. But because this is a topping and you want it to look nice, make sure you cut it very, very small. अगर आपके पास और कोई herbs हैं जैसे basil, you can use thyme, rosemary. So I put a little bit of dhania in this. I also have some spring onion, so I'm going to use a little spring onion. Hara pyaz. Just a small pinch of hara pyaz too. Again, I'm going to repeat it about, thank you so much. I'm going to repeat, making pasta dough without egg, you need 5 to 6 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 cup of maida, some amount of cream, just enough creams to bind it all together. That may be like 3-4 tablespoons. If you don't have cream, you can use milk. And there are a lot of egg substitutes that you can get through Amazon. So my crunchy bit is ready. I'm just going to quickly wash my hands. And we're going to have a chef friend of mine. We work together. He's going to come taste the pasta and tell me what he thinks. He's American, so we'll ask him and see what he thinks about our favorite Amul cheese. He's never tried Amul cheese before. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad everybody's enjoying the class. And I really hope you try it. You may think it's a little hard, but it's not. You just saw it. I made the dough. I made the sauce. Look at that. It's so creamy. You see how creamy that is? Without even using like flour or a white sauce. Nothing. It was just our awesome cheese spread. You see, I've just plated my samosa right here. So it's nice when the sauce is just coating the pasta. It's not extra saucy because you want to taste what's inside. So beautiful tortellinis are ready. It's for my Instagram. It's AARTHI_SAMPATH. Tortellini's ready. Looks nice. I am putting my crumble, the chip crumble on top. And you can omit this if you don't want to. But I like crunch in my food. Something chatpata, something a little that provides texture. Breadcrumbs, oh yeah. Potato chip, oh. And here you have it. So I'm going to invite my friend over to come test it out. Chef Tano, can you please come taste the pasta and tell me what you think? Let me grab you a fork.
That is beautiful.
Thank you. So if you can come into this frame, it's like right here.
Okay. Hello. I really like the color.
I am so excited for you to try it.
Mmm.
This is the cheese I grew up eating as a kid. It's called Amul cheese. It's our version of processed cheese, sort of like American cheddar, but just, I don't know, more flavorful, I think.
It's really delicious. The lemon zest is such a nice contrast from the chips. You have this kind of salty, this like really floralness to the lemon zest. It's super rich but still balanced. Oh, I'm taking another one.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So that was my friend who tried the pasta. I really liked it. So for all the people out there who are trolling, who are saying, please use a duster to wipe your sweat. Look, I'm in my kitchen at home. So why don't you come and try making a video out there? Let me say that. Miss Jolene, okay? So stop trolling other videos, please. And anyway, for the rest of you who I really enjoyed, please try to make the pasta. And please tag me. I would really appreciate it. And thank you, Amul, for this awesome opportunity. And hopefully we see each other soon. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye.